Hello and welcome to Heartland Cattle Call, your all-access pass to everything Limousin in the Heartland. Whether you're in the sale ring, the show ring, or out in the pastures, we've got you covered. Each episode, we bring you exclusive auction previews, market trends, and top-selling cattle straight from the sale ring. But that's not all. We'll also take you inside the biggest Heartland events, showcase top breeders and exhibitors, and break down the latest show results. From production sales to champion ribbons, we're talking with the people who make the industry thrive. Buyers, sellers, ranchers, and showmen who are shaping the future of Limousin cattle. So whether you're looking to invest in elite genetics, sharpen your showmanship skills, or just stay ahead in the business, you're in the right place. Get ready. It's time for Heartland Cattle Call.
Hey y'all, welcome to another edition of the Heartland Cattle Call, your all-access pass to everything Limousin in the Heartland. And we're excited to have guests Tyler and Amanda Radke of Radke Land and Cattle Company in Mitchell, South Dakota. And they have their inaugural President's Day sale coming up this Monday, February 17th at 1 p.m. at their ranch in Mitchell, South Dakota. And I'm going to start by, if you don't mind, having you guys tell us a little bit of your backstory and how you kind of got into the cattle industry.
Sure. Well, thanks for having us on. It's always great to connect with our Limousin family that we hold so dear. So my family has been in the Limousin business since 1982. My dad, Dave Knowles, and Grandpa Elvin Knowles bought their first Limousin bull at an all breeds sale, and they liked the look of the Limousin and the promise of, heavier pounds and performance and yield. And so they got into the breed then and have been selling bulls ever since with the company I grew up with, which is Knowles Limousin. Tyler and I live just a half mile down the road. We met at South Dakota State University judging meat together on the meat team. So traveled the country, going to packing plants and learning all about that sector of the industry. But having the opportunity to come back home and sell bulls alongside my parents has been really a blessing. And after 15 years of Tyler and I growing our own herd and selling that through that avenue, we decided it was time to take the sales to an auction setting where we could host all of our dear customers, welcome people from near and far, and really create a day that highlights the genetics and the people that we want to serve.
Yeah. And I love your backstory and kind of how you have the history of the actual judging meat and not just the actual cattle itself. So that's interesting. And I think that's a unique facet that you guys kind of bring to the table. And I'm sure you keep in mind when you're looking at those EPDs and looking at those genetics. And I had a chance to look through your cell catalog, and I will say there's something for everyone here. You guys, I know this is your inaugural sale, but so it's like go big or go home, because you have everything from Angus to Limousin to Lim-Flex, and a great looking set of, I believe it's 30 bulls up to offer. Do you want to kind of tell us a little bit about how you made those selections and how you chose those for the sale?
Sure. You want to take that?
Yeah. So Limousin selection of those, high percent Limousin bulls, Lim-Flex for sale. Like to keep an eye on length, muscle, structural correctness. Those are, first and foremost, and definitely keep an eye on those EPDs too. As you look through the catalog, I think those EPDs compete with any cattle in the nation. It's all there. Very complete set of cattle.
So, and with the Angus component, we really feel like the Angus and Limousin is a great complement. It's very hard to beat a Lim-Flex mama cow on the range. And so we do hope we have some options for people, and we're definitely focusing on those carcass merits as well. So we want performance, we want the weaning and yearling weights, but we also want a great beef eating experience. So Tyler and I are partners in a company called Bid on Beef. It launched last June, and we're auctioning off beef just like we do cattle every week on this platform. So we've sold to 49 states in the nation, and probably maybe one of the most exciting offerings on the sale would be lot 36. Tyler, do you want to talk about this female and the mating and maybe the carcass merits that this genetic offering has?
So our newest donor female, Lakota, our daughter Scarlett, showed her last year. On top of the exceptional phenotype, numbers are in the top percentage of the breed across the board, especially in the marbling category. Mated her with Landmark, kind of up and coming bull, with lots of genetic carcass there as well. So.
Yeah, and I remember seeing, about Lakota standing out with just Scarlett showing her on the rounds last year. So that's an exciting offering too. And kind of going back to your bid on beef, I actually purchased some beef through there, and I can confirm that it was delicious. And I just think that that's an interesting concept that you guys have going on at your sale too. You've got a lot going on and a lot to offer, not just in the line of cattle, but I think that if I read it right, you guys, anybody that wants to come out and look at the cattle ahead of time, they can do that on the 16th, right?
Yep, cattle be available to view anytime, really. We'll be out and about on the 16th all day. Bring your hat and gloves because it will be cold, but they'll be there and we'll be there too. We're in South Dakota. We're pretty hardy people.
So any day Sunday, and then we do have a full day planned for sale days. So we're going to open up the barns, anytime you get there in the morning, but I've also set up some shopping opportunities for families. So we're hoping, since it's a Monday, no school day, we really want it to be a family day. So I'll have my mercantile open for my books and toys and clothes. Scarlett and I are going to be reading some of our children's books that we take all across the country. Her and I have traveled extensively, teaching kids about agriculture and cattle ranching with these books. So we're going to have story time at 11:30, and then noon, J&R Feeds will be serving a top sirloin sliced beef sandwich meal, and sale kicks off at 1, and we'll also have a bid on beef auction going on as well in addition that day.
And it looks like you have, a little bit of everything that anybody might be looking for. I saw some bulls that are calving eve specialty bulls in there too. So if somebody's looking for a heifer bull, there are some of those that kind of stood out to me. And another interesting thing, I know you mentioned how you got your start. You're actually selling some bulls under the prefix of the notes prefix, right?
Yep. So Tyler and I went to Dad's yard and we selected our top 5 favorite bulls in the pen to put on the sale. So Knowles Limousin is consigning on the sale as well. And I guess lot 18 has gotten a lot of calls. That's Knowles Macho 9M. And he just has a really rare combination of pedigree and performance, and he looks the part too. So getting a lot of calls on that one, and just really excited to honor Mom and Dad and have them be a part of this day as well.
Yeah, I think that's very neat. And you and I kind of share that in common. I actually live half a mile from my parents as well. So that really resonates with me. And it truly is nice. And I think that's something we see so much in the limousine industry, is it truly is a family business. And, you have to love it to want to get out there and keep doing it, because it's not a 9-to-5 job. You mentioned some standouts. Are there any other standouts in your catalog that you've been getting a lot of feedback on, or that just kind of have risen as it gets closer to sale day that you want to kind of talk about a little bit?
Yeah. So as the years have gone on, maybe focusing more on calving ease on those bulls. I think there's only one bull with birth weight in the 90s in this catalog. So as a whole, they're moderately calving ease, 2 heifer bulls in there as well. One, if someone's looking for a heifer bull, lot 17 really stands out. Excellent phenotype. Set to his hind legs, hip structure. Heavy muscled, got very nice shaped head, for that calving ease. Numbers match right along with that, negative 2.2 in calving ease with a birth weight of 74. So if you're looking for a heifer bull, he'd be towards the top end there. And there's a couple more in there that definitely as calving ease as him with some actual growth and performance as well on top of that. High percentage.
Yeah, and I noticed that there were so many bulls in there that have the EPDs that stand out, above the average. And so I think that that's a credit to you guys as well. One of the other interesting things I'd like for you to kind of talk a little bit about is the genetic opportunities that you have available for, if someone's not necessarily in need of a bull right now, you've got some options to get those genetics on their place and get an opportunity for some top line genetics as well. Do you kind of want to talk about those a little bit, if you don't mind?
Sure. So, going back to that heifer Scarlett showed, I think she's a real example of the kind of females and the kind of cattle we want to raise. Our kids show cattle. We think it's a great educational learning experience, but really, we've always told the kids we want to highlight the program that we're developing for the commercial and seed stock producer. We want these cattle to go work. And so, in a trend where all the cattle are really moderate and small, Scarlett's heifer was a big girl. Performance is a big thing for us. We want those powerful cattle. And so I think the fact that she could compete in the show ring and then also go to be the exact kind of cow we want on the pasture to go raise the kind of bulls we want to raise for our clients. I think that's kind of a reflection of what we're focused on. So there'll be embryos for sale there. And then we also have some Angus embryos. So right now, we've got 3 lots, 33, 34, 35, and they're all sired by that Baldridge War Cry, an Angus bull that's been selling straws at $25,000 to $3,000 a pop on the market. So we have 3 donor females that are sired by that Baldridge War Cry that we're very, very excited about. And then we have 2 flushes out of some Angus females. One is a Hart Whitney. She goes back to the Brooks Bowman. And then also we had bought the high seller at Edgar Brothers down the road here last year, EB Diamond, and we're offering a flush on those 2 females as well.
Yeah, I think anyone in the industry has kind of heard the name War Cry, so I think that's very exciting. That should get people out and really garner some interest, I would think. What is the and I believe that you guys just got your barn finished too, right? Just in time for sale day.
Time project.
Got the door, the whole front was open until like a week ago.
Water froze already, so we're trying to, keep it thawed out.
We're up and running, and it'll be very.
Yeah, I'm
just like in your room.
Yeah, it's a 40-year-old barn that got a facelift, so we're excited. We plan to host events throughout the year, kind of with the work I do too. So we've got a ranch tour planned this summer with the American National Cattlewomen are going to come out, and so we're excited to finally have like a facility where we can host people, because we really do love the people in this industry. And so even though I travel across the country all the time, it's exciting, really exciting for Tyler and I to be able to invite them into our world and host people right here on the ranch.
Right. And I think it just really does give people a glimpse of not only all the hard work that goes into the business and all the effort that it takes to produce the kind of quality cattle and genetics that you guys have, but it gives people a sense into the family and the people behind the business too. Because I think you can sell good looking cattle all day, but if you don't make that connection and build those relationships, that's what keeps people coming back to your ranch and your cattle, I think. And that seems to be the common thread that we kind of hear everyone talk about too.
Yeah, well, it's going to be crazy. We've got 4 kids, and my cousin's going to be running around, and but that's how we like it. We do this for the kids. We do this to create a life for the future generations. And I guess if there's one thing I could share about Tyler and I and just our family is I grew up selling bulls alongside my dad since I was like 4 or 5 years old. And one thing Dad really taught me was your word is your bond, your integrity and your reputation is all you have. And so we stand behind these bulls 110%. If there's a problem, we will absolutely take care of you. These bulls have been best represented in the best, most honest way we possibly can. And just to brag up on Tyler, I'm on the road all the time, but he is the manager. He is the guy that executes, makes sure the cattle are fed well, taken care of, and really are ready for our customers. And so we just are really looking forward to working with folks and just want them to be able to bid with confidence, knowing that we will honor, any problems that come up with these bulls down the road. If there shouldn't be problems, but it's cattle. So
yeah. And what about transportation as far as that goes? If somebody buys a bull there at your sale? and
Yep.
insurance too.
Yep. So, as far as transportation, get the bulls across the country, we'll work with you. We'll get them, within 300 miles. We'll drop them off at your doorstep. What we plan, like we've always done in the past, we'll semen test about the second week in April, and then start delivering after that. Our old customers are used to that, and these bulls are selling in February, but we're gonna yard them and make sure they're good to go before we send them your way. And we do have a few different truckers that we work with closely. We trust them, and we can get them across the country. I shipped bulls last year from California to Pennsylvania, so anywhere in the country we'll get them to you.
So you literally did ship all the way across the country then. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit about kind of what they can expect just on the sale day schedule? I know you've got a lot going on, and I think a lot of family forward and fun events is a testament to you guys as a family too, and make your sale unique. And I think President's Day sale, we're out of school here too, and you're always looking for things to do as a family. And I know, especially when you do things like that, it's great to be able to take your kids along and also to entertain them a little bit, right?
Yes. Well, we kind of had to rack our brains really hard to get a sale date kind of in prime bull sale season. I work with a group called CK6 Consulting on the Angus side. And so getting Chris Earl and Wes Teeman here to help with the sale and do the auction was like, it took some creative accounting to say the least. So ideally, I wanted a weekend so I could have all those families. And when I realized, yeah, that's not an option, I realized, okay, President's Day, usually the kids are out of school, and we really want it to be a family day. And so I'm hoping that it becomes an event that people can look forward to every year, where they load up the kids and they come, and it's a wholesome, good day, celebrating everything we love in rural America, our faith, our country, our cattle, good people, good food. And we really want it to be something that people can remember and look forward to and come year after year.
Right. And I know you guys have to be super excited. You've got your barn done, you've got your first sale, aside from you guys have been doing private treaty, right?
Yeah.
So I know there's a big sense of excitement there in the day. What are you kind of thinking towards as you look towards your next step and move your cattle operation down the future? What are some of your main goals for your herd?
Kind of just building on the philosophy we have going. Functional cattle look good, grow, and perform, and just adding more bulls year after year, kind of growing that. As calves are hitting the ground right now for 2026, and they're looking really good. Kind of calve in the start calving late January and go through March here, and a little too early to tell how many bulls, but there'll definitely be as many or more next year. So,
and we've got a group of there'll be coming 2-year-olds that'll be available that on the Angus side that are looking really good. They're out of that fall. There's some Hart Whitneys with Pine View Red State that are already hitting the ground. So volume, I think, would be important for us as we're just getting started really with the auction, but also kind of answering our customers. What are they asking for, and what can we deliver to them? So I think we want to be responsive to the market, but I think what I'm seeing cattle producers get paid for is getting paid for pounds, getting paid for performance. They don't want to be pulling calves in the middle of the night. So that combination of calving ease plus power and performance. And we really kind of have the philosophy that life's too short for ugly cattle. So we want the cattle to look too. So it's a fun pursuit. Tyler and I have a shared passion for good cattle. And so it's something that keeps us together, keeps us working hard towards a shared goal, and then being able to share that with customers who also see the cattle the way we do is really exciting.
Yeah, I can tell, you guys have really put together a great set, and looking through the sale catalog, it looks like a set that not only looks good, but just like you guys said, is ready to go to work and produce that same kind of quality cattle that you guys have worked on building up there at your ranch. And again, I will just say, in looking through that catalog, if you haven't looked through it, you should go check it out, because there really is something for everyone in there. And I'm excited to hear all about your sale. And it is February 17th, Monday at 1 p.m. at Mitchell, South Dakota. And if anyone can't make it in person, they can bid through DV auction, right?
Right. Yep. And they can also follow us on Facebook and then radkelandcattle.com.
All right. Well, you guys heard it here. Go check out their sale and find something you can take home and be proud of. And I just want to say thank you both for joining me and making time. I know you're super busy right now, and we appreciate it and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much.